Hello and welcome to the Radikal Life podcast. My name is Marina Patrice Vare. My pronouns are they, them, and MP, and I'm recording for you today on the unceded lands of the Lenni Lenape peoples. This week on the podcast, we're going to change things up a little bit. Normally we do an interview with one of our module leaders. This week, to celebrate the launch of Radikal Life, the Manual for Optimal Being-ness, I asked all of our module leaders if they had anything that they wanted to share with folks about what this project was like for them, what's on their hearts and minds as it's coming to fruition and being made available out in the world. And I'm excited for you to hear from them in their own words. So today what we'll be sharing is there'll be a segment here from one of our launch meetings last week where our Clear module leader, Courtney Gable, asked Manjot Singh Khalsa, who is our Radical co-creator as well as the module leader for the Meditate module, about how his vision has both shifted and come together, in the 5 years that it took from the inception of this idea to fruition. So we'll share that with you. We have some thoughts from our module leaders that will be read by me and Manjot. And we have a few module leaders as well who will be sharing from their own experience. And so I'm excited to bring these to you today. We're going to close out today's podcast with a blessing and prayer from Maharishi Singh Khalsa, who is our cleanse module leader, as well as Manjot's dear teacher and friend. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to share is a reflection from our Nourish module leader, Ty. And he offers, the invitation to explore nourishment with Radikal Life was invigorating. Sharing a glimpse of life at the cafe, the home gardens, and farm allows me to see my strengths with new eyes. As we journey deeper into our wellness, may what we share here offer a truly radical spin on a life best lived. Our Connect module leader, Andrea Durham, shares a bit about what it was like to create her content for this project and offers a little teaser about what you'll find there. She says, working on the Radikal Life Connect module has certainly broadened my skills as a coach. I have done content creation and live teaching, training, and presenting for more than 30 years. The process of creating the Connect content in a very small window of time and then recording it was a challenge for me. For me, there is a huge difference between doing a live class and a recorded class. However, it is something that I've always wanted to do. So as a coach, I met the challenge with the tools available to me, such as asking for help, being patient with myself and others, being kind to myself during a steep learning curve, reassessing my expectations during the process, focusing on the big goal instead of getting overwhelmed by the minute details, and most importantly, keeping in mind the people the module is intended to serve. Two of my core values are serving others and creating spaces and tools for myself and others to live better lives. This project deeply resonates with those values. My prayer is that this coaching product will serve others as well as it has served me. We live in an age where we can have an optimized experience of being human. Connection is a part of that experience. Have you ever considered the meaning and source of human connection? When you think about being connected, do you think of immediate family, extended family, or friends? We humans are hardwired for connection, and to feel disconnected is a source of great pain. What if I told you that you have a literal physical connection to every human being living on the planet today? It is a great privilege to share the Radikal Life Connect module with others, because everyone deserves to live in the optimized experience of being connected to themselves, others, and their communities.
My question is that, Manjot, this project, this brainchild of yours has been 5 years in the making. And wondering how the manifestation of the project has tracked with your idea of it. What has stayed the same? What has been unexpected? What has blossomed as part of it? And so I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney, for that question. It has been something I've been reflecting on in more recent times when, we've been moving closer to launch. Um, what has stayed intact is the 14 verbs. There's been an iteration, right? Sleep turned to rest, and one other word which I don't recall now, shifted a little bit. But those components, um, that felt so vital to optimal beingness have remained intact. Um, an aesthetic and energetic piece that was really important to me was the circular formation around modulators on the Radikal Life website. And that has remained intact. That felt really important with the original vision that came through. I never knew who the exact modulators were going to end up being. And over the years, there's been some iterations of who it might be, who it ended up being. So that's been interesting and fun, kind of like playing musical chairs. Um, Ideas about some of the verbs, right? I had some of my own ideas about what some of the modules might include. And then there's been iterations with who's been brought forth and who's stuck and who ended up being a fit, so that some of what's been brought forth in some of those areas has been very an organic journey of how it was going to end up. I knew that the content would be delivered on some type of virtual platform. That is an arena I know nothing about. So I had no idea. I mean, when I look at what Cassidy MP and Tara has done, it's like some miracle. It's like it's magic. When I click on stuff, I see how beautiful it is. Yes, I've been involved in like, oh, how's this aesthetic look or this color or how do you want things phrased? I have no idea, no skill set how to do any of that. So I'm like, whoa, whoa. So yeah, I had no idea how any of that would look. Full disclosure, until we started this podcast, I've never listened to a podcast. In the beginning, MP is like, we're going to have a podcast. I'm like, I don't even like those things. Um, MP's like, how do you know? You've never listened to one. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Now I'm like, whoa, we have a podcast. I even interviewed Mahan Rishi. So I even hosted a podcast. So all of these things, are not in my expertise, not even in my, using your word from before, Courtney. Oh no, that was Ty, remedial. Like I'm not even remedial in any of these. So yeah, it's just been this beautiful synchronistic labor of love and effort and inspiration. So it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing that here we are. So thanks for asking.
It seems like such a powerful blend of both structure and also letting go.
Mhm.
And I guess just a follow-up question is, how did you know when to hold two apart, and when did you know when it was time to say, let someone else take the reins or let their content move into the forefront?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. anything that I do in my life, personal or professional, is always guided by God and Guru. I really have a very close relationship. And when something comes through with intuition or clarity, then there's pieces, talking about these circles around modulators. MP and Tara and I were in a meeting. At one juncture, we were like, do we move everything to Zenler? Do we keep the website? And I said, we must keep the website. We must keep the circles. MP made the colors nicer around everybody, a better template. But, I just know with modulators, it was always very clear. Once there was the right fit of person, we were trusting, right? Everyone involved is a leader, is an expert in their sphere of influence and their knowledge base. So it was really about when modulators wanted assistance in scripting or crafting or how do we bring it forth. We've had those discussions. MP's very talented in many things, but in helping formulate things into creation, assisting people in bringing forth their gifts. And, at some junctures when we were playing musical chairs on some modules, then it was clear, well, it's just going to be what it's going to be. For me, any attachment I had of, oh, this is what I want messaged, or any resistance I had about, I'm not sure about that direction, it was just clear. Okay, we're on the third or fourth potential match. This feels like it's sticking. Let's just sit back and see what that individual who we've entrusted to create that content is going to bring forth. Certainly, plenty of folks got feedback. We needed to change, people had to redo everything because the audio, the lighting, the images, the structure. So, yes, many folks had a lot of feedback, and we had to do a lot of work to restructure. But that was not related to their ideas, their creative flow. It was more about how it would look, how it would fit, how it would be understandable to the audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that clarity. And I also really love how you used the word clear many times. So thank you.
Being part of the Radikal Life Project gave me an opportunity to reflect on what living a radical life meant to me. I think we're often so busy that we don't sit back and think about sometimes those deeper philosophical questions, or give ourselves an opportunity to try to create and be very intentional about creating the life it is that we want to be living. So it's really been wonderful so far. I've loved seeing some of the other module leaders and what they're putting together. And it's just been fantastic. And I think people are really going to love it.
Hello, my name is Marielle, and I'm a part of the Radikal Life engagement team. And as for our launch on November 1st, I am super thrilled to see this launch happen. I have been working behind the scenes with Radikal Life for a few months now, and to see this project launch is amazing. There have been definitely some challenges along the way on my end of getting creative with marketing and just learning different platforms to get the word out. There has been a lot of learning curves, but I feel like throughout this journey, I have learned so much, and I have attended workshops, watched YouTube videos, and read some articles, and it is just amazing how much I've learned and how much I've put into this project to get creative and get the word out there. So throughout this whole journey, I've been so grateful, and now that it's coming to light, I'm so excited, and I can't wait for everybody else to experience Radikal Life.
I so appreciate and am enjoying these reflections from our module leaders. This project's scope was really quite large, and I often joke that if I had known how great the undertaking was at the outset, we would never have started. So I am truly grateful for the folks that have contributed their time and energy generously to this project. I'm blessed that Manjot Singh Khalsa invited me into this project to help co-create it and shepherd it into being. And I'm truly grateful for all of our module leaders for the content that they have contributed, and also for the patience and the fortitude with which they've undertaken this project. Many folks had never recorded classes before, had never had the experience of trying to create and upload video, and there were a lot of technical challenges with this project that folks were navigating, myself included. And I think that, most of us, at least, I'll speak for myself, but I think from what I've heard from others as well, are truly excited about the skill sets that we've built over the course of this project. And, it was a lot while it was happening. We also delayed our launch by a month. We were tirelessly and then eventually, sadly, I think, trying to upload content during the month of September, particularly. And, I have often thought that Mercury retrograde was a joke, but I think this year Mercury retrograde got me and said, hey, I am no joke. So yes, challenges of trying to operate a digital project while the planets are not cooperating. I'm truly thankful for my spouse, Cassidy Bear, who has edited each of these videos, has done a lot of production work to compile components of the videos, and really has been quite charming throughout the process, has really maintained a steady presence in my life through the ups and downs of this project. And for Tara, who is our web admin, who's created really beautiful landing pages for us and has designed a beautiful homepage for us over at Radikal.life. Marielle, who's been working with us on radical engagement, and then also tremendously grateful to my mother-in-law, Luz Shosi, who has kept my baby entertained and has had a really lovely time doing that. So I'm grateful both that she enjoys that and that she's had the space to do that for us. What else do I want to say about this project? I think that, I just really so excited about the 14 folks that came together to create this. We did have some shifts in who was providing content over the course of this project, and I really feel like the synergy of who completed this project is really powerful, and I hope that it will bring generative and abundant energy to you as you are reviewing the content, participating and interacting with the content. And I truly hope that it helps you to optimize your experience of being human.
From our Do module leader, Monica Guzman, I am so thrilled to be part of the Radikal Life family. To know that people around the world will receive the gifts we have to offer is truly a blessing. Life is not always easy, but it is beautiful. It's an honor to send a message of hope to our audience so they can take action and make the changes they need through our Radikal Life program. I'm excited for all of you to experience my Do module and learn how to live a more disciplined life. I've dedicated many years to helping others realize their potential, and I'm confident that this program will do this for you. Remember that you're in charge of your journey. You and only you can make the transformation you desire. Thank you for allowing me to take part in this important time in your life. I do not take it for granted. Let the evolution begin. Thank you for that motivation, that presence, those sentiments, Monica, the do modulator for Radical Life.
It's been a wonderful journey of it's like opening this big door to this universe, connecting with Radical Life and all that's so abundantly being presented and offered. I'm excited to explore all these different modules and to dive into a greater understanding of how I can live this more fabulous life as well, moving from functional, sometimes dysfunctional, to functional, to fabulous. Wow, how fantastic is this? And so it's been, I'd say, pretty effortless journey, because you folks, who have been stewarding this journey for us have done such a skillful, heart-centered, compassionate way of opening the space for me to enter and to share these teachings. And so working with Cleanse, this is something I work with all the time. And it's an ongoing journey for me, personal cleansing, purification, opening, liberation. And so coming into the Radical Life community here feels very supportive, very nurturing, very enhancing, elevating, enlightening. And so I'm very honored. I'm very pleased. I feel very blessed, very grateful to be a part of this. I would say it's been a pretty fluid flow coming in and being a part of it. I'm excited now as we are completing our fall cleanse here, actually on the launch date of Radical Life into the greater universe. So I feel like I'll have time now and energy to focus on letting people know about it and letting really people know about all the abundance that's present here for growth and for well-being and nurturing and just living a much healthier, happier life. And I appreciate all the work that you folks have done in the community and all the other module leaders and teachers who have incredible expertise in their fields to share. And wow, I mean, it seems like something that people could just be involved in for months and months and months on end, and just continue to grow with it and evolve. And I feel like even though so much work has gone into it, the seeds are really plentiful, and there's so much that is going to flourish or blossom out of this whole community. There's so much consciousness here and so much creativity and good energy. I think it's going to, truly benefit thousands and thousands of people on the planet, and it could be one of these things that really helps to create this wave of enlightened consciousness in the world. So I'm blessed and very happy to be a part of it. It's been a wonderful journey, and I very much look to the journey ahead. Thank you. Peace to you.
Thank you for joining us. Head over to our website at radikal.life to sign up for your free Radikal Life Starter Kit. Our website is radikal.life. The Radikal Life podcast is produced by me, Marina Patrice Vare, and edited by Cassidy Vare. Our theme music was created by Mark MeeZy. Radikal Life is a co-creation with Manjot Singh Khalsa and Radikal Healing. Connect with us on social media, Radikal with a K. We're on Instagram at Radikal_life_22 and Facebook at Radikal Life.